again. Good morning and welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, where we know that nothing happens by chance, that everything is by divine appointment. And this morning we heard the call, we answered that call, and we showed up. So if you are, to our viewing audience, tuning in at this moment, this message is for you. And Fleet and I had a conversation yesterday about community and how wonderful community is. That we can feel the pulse of one another when we reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place because we can, and we feel the energy of one another. There is nothing like two or three gathered together for a higher purpose and feeling the holy I am presence there in the midst of them. That I am presence is a universal energy. And it moves beyond color, race, creed, sexual orientation, and political affiliation. It is the essence of who we are. I've loved doing this theme this month, Awakening. And this morning is about the revelation of truth. And I chose that topic because I feel that each and every one of us, for us to show up, has had an aha moment. And when we have an aha moment, we never again can go back to the way it was. Ever again. We got it. So the revelation of truth is that moment for each and every one of us where we know that we have to keep going forward. That all the things that we've experienced in the past have led us to this present moment of enlightenment. For me, the revelation of truth was knowing and getting it that I had a choice. And when I understood that I had a choice of how I could view things, I could be the victim of it, I could be at the effect of it, I could cry and wring my hands and oh, ain't it awful, and get support for that level of consciousness. Or I could say, you know what, I can choose peace instead of this. This experience does not define me. It allows me to grow, to unfold, and to be more of who I am. When we understand and we get it at a DNA cellular level, that we're in the world. We're in the world to express ourselves, to reach out, to touch, to feel, to experience, to taste life in all its amazing forms. When we understand that we are in the world to live our best life, to be all that we can be. When we understand that, then that is the call. And when we answer that call, we expand and unfold in amazing, amazing ways. Buddha went on his journey, didn't he? He went through all kinds of experiences. He starved himself. He thought, I'm going to get enlightenment. I'll starve myself and eat worms, which he did. And then he thought, I can get it over here by meditating 8 hours a day. And he tried all these various experiences. And one day, he was just, looking out at the river, and there was a master and the master's student. And he was teaching the mandolin, or the lute. And the student, he said to the student, now, if you tighten the strings too much, they'll break, they'll snap and break off. If you loosen them too much, you won't receive any sound from them. You must be in balance with your instrument. And at that moment, Buddha understood it was about balance. And when he understood that and sat under that Bodhi tree, enlightenment absolutely emerged from his consciousness. He got up from that meditation, and he was never, ever the same again. When we get it, we get up from wherever we are, and we are touched at a DNA cellular level. Our consciousness is inspired. I call it a visitation of the Holy Spirit, where we are quickened, and we move forward, we understand, and we get it. So Buddha's journey allowed him to know it was about balance, and it was about the compassionate heart. Jesus went up on the mount for 40 days, fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. He was tempted by the dark energy. Cast yourself off this mountain, and you can have the riches of the kingdom. And they appeared before his eyes. And all kinds of interesting temptations to leave where he was in consciousness at that moment. So as he opened himself up and he could see through the appearance, the condition, and the effect, what did he say to the dark energy? Man does not live by bread alone. I mean, he was tempted with this great feast. Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that cometh out of the mouth. In other words, that when we speak our word, as one having authority, we decree a thing and it is established unto us. We decree, we make our declaration, and it shows up out of that declaration, because that's how powerful we are. That this, the throat chakra is the power center where we speak things into creation. So every time we say, I am, let's make sure that we want to experience what follows, because our reality will be formed out of that. When we say, oh, I am so tired, the universe says, so yes, you are. And what do? We compromise our energy field and we go down to a lower vibratory frequency. And then we feel exhausted, and from exhaustion we go into fatigue. And fatigue we go into, oh, I'm just not well at all. I gotta lay down here. Decree a thing, and it is established unto thee. So when we say I am, we say I am ready to rest, to rejuvenate, to recreate my energy field. When we recreate our energy field, our cells respond to that in a higher level. They don't move down to a lower frequency. When we say, oh, I'm just so tired, another day, another dollar. The universe doesn't really respond to that in a positive way, because we've set the tone. We've set the energy field. So when we begin to consciously language things in such a way that they forward and advance ourselves, others, and ultimately the planet. And Jesus got it. He said, decree a thing, and it is established unto thee. It's your faith that makes you whole. Don't worship me. He was very keen on that. It's your faith that makes you whole. And so he arose from his 40 days and 40-night fast. Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that cometh out of the mouth. That really sets the tone for our life and our energy field. Mohammed was in his tent, and the archangel Jibril appeared to him. And out of that experience came the Quran. Be still and know that I am God. The revelation of truth is here with us, in the midst of us, within us, and being expressed by us. So as we look at our own revelation, our own aha moment, when we knew that we could not go back to the way that we were. And that is really a moment of grace. And in that moment of grace, we get it. We understand it. There is one woman, she said that she was absolutely, she'd always gotten jobs, and everything worked for her. She was raising a child by herself. And suddenly she lost her job. She couldn't get another one. She found herself in the welfare office, and she was just mortified. And as she sat there with tears coming down her cheeks, and she just, thought, how did I ever get in this situation? The welfare agent got up, came around her desk, put her arms around her, and said, honey, this is why we are here. We are here so you can get on your feet, and then you can go out, and believe me, you're going to be a success and you'll pay the taxes. So this is why we are here. She was like an angel of light that arose out of that desk, and with great wings of light enfolded her and said, honey, this is why we are here. You're going to pay taxes, you're going to be on your feet, you're going to be a great success. She was like this welfare agent was like the angel of light, of visitation, that she heard just in that moment. Her revelation of truth is, yes, I am a success. I am going to do what I need to do. That woman sitting crying in that chair became an attorney. She began a nonprofit organization for women that found themselves in certain circumstances. She became a change agent for good out of her own experience. Albert Schweitzer said, I don't know what your destiny will be, but this one thing I know. The only ones that will be truly happy among you are those who have sought and found how to serve. It is about serving one another. And as we get it, it's about sacred service. And that everything that we do only enriches our own life. It is such a beautiful win-win proposition that as we serve, we enlarge our life. We express our lives in amazing, amazing ways. We're suddenly finding ourselves on the solution level. I love Aesop's fable where the crow sees a pitcher and the crow is so thirsty. And he puts his beak in the pitcher, but the pitcher's neck is quite long and he can't reach the water. And he thought, I'm just going to die of thirst like this. And suddenly he saw some little pebbles. And when he saw the pebbles, he went over and he got one pebble at a time, just dropping them in the pitcher. And as the pebbles, one at a time, several, the water rose with each pebble. And then the crow just put his little beak in and got a wonderful drink of water out of being on the solution level. It is so for you and I. We just take the little pebbles of truth along the way, placing them in the pitcher as the water rises, and I bring to you a water where you will never thirst. I bring you the everlasting waters of life. And that as we drink of this water, we are absolutely expanded and we express ourselves on a different level. Yes, every one of us, we've had disappointment, we've had sorrows, we've had experiences that have saddened us. And I feel that these experiences open our hearts. So what is our pain? But the breaking of the shell that encloses our understanding and our compassion one for the other. And that out of this compassion, an energy appears. And a doorway where there was none, we walk through it. And as we walk through that threshold, we expand, we unfold, and we go to the next level of our expression. This is why I love our way of life, is that here's the paints, here's the brushes, you paint paradise, and in you go. And if you don't like something that's been painted, paint it out, and create something else that you want to experience. Because life is about experience. And it's about taking all of our experiences and offering them, to the altar of life. And realizing that we are the sum total of all of our experiences. And without some of the most painful experiences, we would never really find our bliss. Because those experiences are blessings in disguise. They make us go deeper. And we might have our little beak down that pitcher and we're not getting any water. And then one pebble at a time, we're understanding the outpicturing, the outworkings of life. And we drink of a water where we will never thirst again. These are the spiritual waters of life. So today, as we look at our revelation of truth, think to yourself your own revelation where you knew that you could never go back to the way that it was. That you had come so far. And that we don't need to judge our experiences anymore. We can just allow life to be whatever it is at any moment without putting our judgment on it. Isn't it great not to have that heavy weight? We can lift that off. And when we lift that weight off, magic happens. I had so much freedom and energy when I resigned from the general manager of the universe. I thought, I don't need to be the general manager of the universe anymore. I can let that go. I got myself a new job here, and that's plenty. So when we finally understand and we open the space within ourselves, miracles happen. So today, as I greet you with profound esteem and the acknowledgement that whatever we need when we need it, it does show up. That welfare agent behind the desk was really an angel and said exactly the thing that this young woman who became a powerful attorney and began a nonprofit organization for women in need to empower others that was in the position that she was, and to raise her child, and to acknowledge that the universe is for us, and the universe always has our back. And when we trust in that, when we totally and completely trust in that, that is the revelation of truth. That we are never alone, that it is in solitude when we are least alone, because there's a power and a presence with us. And we can feel it, it's palpable, and it's a loving presence. And it says, you are my daughter in whom I am well pleased. You are my son in whom I am well pleased. And when we feel that energy, then we create life in a way that works for us. But we first need to know that God is our source, whatever we choose to call our God or our higher power is our source, and that we can go within to the secret place of the Most High, to pray to our Father, Mother, God in secret, and know that we are acknowledged openly by the outward demonstrations of our lives. And it means just taking a little pebble, placing it in the pitcher of life so that the water rises, then we're willing to do that, because the revelation of truth is the willingness to trust, to accept that it is a divine plan, and it's made manifest to each and every one of us. So I say to you, we're all going somewhere, and do you know where that is?
Higher yet.
Higher yet. Yes, where are we going? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. Because we are in a high place and we will not come down. None of these outer things move me. I am in a high place and I will not come down. So I say to you, Namaste. The God in me salutes the God in you, and the God in you salutes the God in me. And if I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there truly is only one of us. I say shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, everyone. And so it is.